Welcome to the final tournament of Battlecode 2017! It's been a long road to get here. Our more than 3,000 competitors and 1,000 competing teams have slogged through 26 days, working in the most hellish programming environment known to man, low-level Java code. They've built their strategies, dispatched bugs, and adapted to rapid-fire balance changes that came without any warning. They've tested each other with more than 60,000 scrimmage matches on our scrimmage server. They've fought through 3 bloody tournaments: the sprint tournament, the seeding tournament, and the qualifying tournament. And now, only 16 teams remain. These masters of their crafts, these digital demiurges have come here to compete in complex code combat. They fight for glory, they fight for honor, they fight for internship opportunities. Although I should point out that actually internship opportunities are available to everyone in the audience, and I encourage you to reach out to the lovely companies you met in the lobby. Of course, the competitors also fight for cold, hard cash. I'm going to take a moment and introduce the flow of the night and the game that we've run this year, and then we're going to get right into the good stuff that you're here to see. All right, first I'm going to talk a bit about the game, and then we're going to have the Octo Finals, which is a real thing. Shut up. We're going to have a few words from our gold sponsors, and we're going to award awards to teams who couldn't quite make it to the final tournament, but made generous contributions to the experience of everyone nonetheless. We're going to watch the quarterfinals and semifinals after that. Then we're going to have the keynote speaker, Curtis Liu, the CTO and co-founder of Amplitude Analytics, our platinum sponsor. Ooh. Then we're going to either watch or talk about the winners of the newbie and high school tournament. And then we're going to watch the grand finale of Battlecode 2017, the final match between the last 2 teams that remain. So, the game this year, what is Battlecode? Battlecode is a game of programming skill. You solve extremely constrained problems, playing a video game, in extremely constrained environments, low-level Java code with extremely limited communication with the outside world and computational power. We aspire to be the Super Bowl for nerds. This year's game was inspired by bullet hell video games. If you've ever played Galaga, it's a little bit like that. If you've ever played Toho, it's a little bit like that. If you've ever played Nuclear Throne, all 3 of you, you know what I'm talking about. All right, this year's game was in continuous space. When you're dodging bullets, you need room to move, to flow. And you can't do that if you're stuck on a chessboard. This year's primary mechanic was bullets. You can harvest them from trees that exist on the map. You can grow your own trees that grow their own bullets. You can shoot bullets at the enemy, or you can take the peaceful route and exchange bullets for victory points. And once you have earned more than 1,000 victory points, you win the game. Of course, you can also win by killing every member of the enemy team. There are also trees, because there needs to be something on the maps. These are the types of units that the teams can deploy. Archons build gardeners. That's all they do. Gardeners harvest trees, scout, and build other units. Soldiers can shoot lots of bullets. Tanks can also shoot lots of bullets, but they're very different. Lumberjacks can cut down trees and attack other enemy units at close range without having to use bullets at all. Although that's not actually a very good idea, because it turns out if you bring an axe to a gunfight, and also scouts, because we always have scouts. All right, let's get started with the Octo Finals. Also, if you're still confused, go to battlecode.org/info to learn more about the game.
Okay, so during the matches, we're going to ask the teams to come up here and talk about their match a little. So when you do, the red team will stand on the left, and then the blue team will stand on the right, and we'll also talk about it too, right?
That's right. So we're going to be your commentators for the night. I'm Max, and this is Gina. And I guess we'll get right ahead into the first match.
Yeah, so the first match is Water Buffalo and When I'm GM. So if you can just run around quickly and get up here. We also have Nick reading the Twitch chat since there's a lot of people watching remotely.
Yeah, so everybody who's watching this from home, feel free to contribute, ask questions, talk about it, and we'll bring it into the stadium for us all to enjoy.
Yep, so Water Buffalo over there, When I'm GM over there. Okay. And you guys can talk about your bot, your strategy, your life goals.
So let's get the match started while they're talking.
So,
life goals are win Battlecode.
Okay.
Not very realistic. Can we turn the mics?
Do what you want.
Yeah, as long as people can hear you.
Now we can't see the games.
Yeah, that's the
You can see it
dilemma.
sort of there.
It's,
It's a hard problem.
you had to choose one or the other.
Stand sideways.
Oh, and then you're on the shot.
Yeah.
Just switch off turning around and.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is a troll map. Literally.
Okay.
Why?
We're just gonna start the game. We promise no more troll maps.
What is this map called?
Troll map.
Okay, so our team opens with a 2-soldier aggressive opening on most maps. So our 2 soldiers are going to the top left, hoping to do damage. Hopefully our bug can get into their base, though.
They currently seem to be doing a pretty good job of that, unfortunately.
We feel pretty confident in our dodging code most of the time, so we think we can do a lot of damage with our early soldiers, and I think we traded well this game.
Yeah, so right now we're up a lot of trees, actually. We have 23 to 15.
Yeah, both our teams seem to have their Archons stuck right now. Red is freeing them with their Lumberjacks, but got stuck a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
so,
to contrast, we build Lumberjacks pretty early, so we've been able to clear up a bunch of the neutral
Oh, we
trees.
have tanks!
Yes.
both teams have tanks. This is a rarity.
Tanks.
I love tanks.
So unfortunately, this map doesn't begin with the letter C, so we probably don't do very well on this map.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little more?
Yes, so through extensive testing through this beautiful automated matchmaking system, we discovered that our win condition is basically to play on maps that begin with the letter C.
So the
We
big
don't know why,
It's a true fact.
but it tends to work out.
Red seems to be going for some victory points right now. They've got about halfway there and then apparently got unstuck and went back to building units.
So we survived a little bit.
We have a lot of soldiers right now, but they don't really... So our soldiers are really afraid of bullets. Turns out if one soldier shoots at 12 of ours, they run away.
However, we are pretty good at making a nice concave like this, so we have a large spread out group of soldiers attacking now. This is looking pretty good for us, I think.
Yeah, we seem to be getting pushed back pretty hard right now.
We have twice the tree count as well.
Tanks.
Tanks are good units. Everyone told us the entire tournament, don't build tanks, they're awful. And we were like,
They lied.
no, tanks are amazing.
The tanks are definitely undervalued.
The key to tanks is you shouldn't try and dodge with them, because if you dodge, they don't get anywhere. You should just keep moving forwards.
So that goes to When I'm GM. They won by destruction instead of victory points. Round 2.
So these are best of 3 matches, and we're on to the second match.
Yep.
So one thing about us is we don't victory point very often unless we are, for some reason, really rich. We try to kill them with tanks instead.
This, I think we're quite far ahead right now. Those first soldiers did a lot of damage. Our front gardener kind of blocks our soldiers in, though, so we're going to get a nice pile up now. And there goes our Archon. We have to win right now.
Yeah, we have a big
Unfortunately,
soldier
that's probably
count,
going to
though.
happen. You can see that our dodging code of running around in a circle is not necessarily as robust as other teams.
Both Archons are down now.
This is actually very
Duel
close.
to the death.
Oh, it's close.
Yes. Good games.
So When I'm GM won 2 rounds out of 3, so we're moving on to Team Rocket versus B1 with Yuri.
Now remember that this is a double elimination tournament. You can see the bracket shown on the screen on your left.
So,
And that means that teams which are knocked out at this stage move to the loser's bracket, and they still have a chance to come back.
Yep, no one's getting eliminated. We reset. So Team Rocket is coming up. It's B1 with Yuri, couldn't make it here today. Apparently they've qualified 3 finals in a year and they've never came here.
Okay, hi everyone, we're Team Rocket. We are Jesse, James, and Meowth. And this is normally the part where we talk about team strategies. So This is a task for our big leader, Giovanni. Let's welcome on stage, Giovanni.
Yes, so our strategy this year is that we first go and catch Pikachu, and later on we will use its power to defeat the enemy.
The game is going already, so we see we're playing against B1 with Yuri. He's a surprise, I think, in the finals. He just went up late in the tournament. So far, it looks good for us. We're ahead in economy, I guess.
And that's a victory point win for red.
Yep.
Well, since Yuri's not here, yeah, we got this little dodge thingy in the middle going, like our soldiers to find these small gaps and can shoot single bullets through. Yeah, the lumberjacks assist gardeners in making place for gardens if it's needed. So the build order is actually very dynamic, like very map dependent, distance dependent on the enemy. Yeah, looks good, I guess. So we're going through now, ahead in economy and soldiers. So yeah, looking good so far, I guess.
And that's another victory.
This time by destruction. So B1 with Yuri is knocked to the losers bracket, which means they have another chance to stay in the game in the next round. Now it's SCB versus Waterloo Omega Ruby.
So both teams come on up. So I've heard that Team Waterloo Omega Ruby's not here. They've been very impressive, and they'll be here in spirit with their bot.
All right, so we're Team SCB, so we're red right now. Our soldiers are kind of a... Okay, that's... Oh, man. All right, that's...
So, that one blue soldier is putting up a good fight by itself.
That's... Okay, well, we're covered. So, see, now it's our turn. Now it's our turn. And now it's back to them. All right. But look, like, we're getting our economy up. We don't yet have tanks. That's, like, it's not that we haven't implemented them, it's just that we haven't really gotten around to having a large enough economy to make them. But, you know, we're gonna get there.
So how would you describe your macro strategy?
So,
we divide units into squads, and so each of those squads have, like, targets that they engage separately.
So you use squads.
Well, in the next match, maybe the harass won't be so effective, and we'll get to see those squads in action.
Look, they have one scout in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, it's really not as bad as, it's not as bad as it really looks.
So on this map, that early harass might be blocked by those trees in the middle.
Yeah, so oh, this is a tragedy.
Whoa. And the lone scout returns again.
Oh, it's almost tragic to see.
I think it can stay
I swear
safe a
most of
little
our
bit.
games don't turn out like this. But, you know, sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know?
I feel like that sometimes.
Okay, good job, Waterloo Omega Ruby.
We'll see you guys in the losers bracket.
We'll see you next round.
All right, SCB.
Good job.
Make it happen in the losers bracket.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Oak's Disciples versus R2D2.
Waterloo Omega Ruby has a few comments from the internet. They say that their movement is based on gravity. They pick random points and then move away from the ones that seem bad. Unless I'm saying that wrong.
Good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna start the match.
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
So I'm trying to
we're
go.
sending our early soldier to harass the enemy base, but it's like one versus the world.
I'm glad to say that if you see our Archons are moving a lot, that's because we always try to get them away from trees surrounding them. So as you can see, they don't get stuck much, at least one survived.
Well, one of them doesn't get stuck much.
Yeah, it seems my early soldier got stuck, and then yeah, now it's I think I've lost.
So I think what we're seeing is that sometimes it's very hard to navigate around these maps.
Exactly.
Navigation is, one of the hardest problems, especially in continuous space.
I'm slightly confused because we have tanks. We don't produce any tanks. I don't know what happened.
No, there were 3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, Oak's Disciples wins by destruction.
So we haven't described every aspect of the game. One aspect is that these trees can contain bullets and they can also contain units, and that's why teams which normally don't produce tanks can obtain them.
And you see those
Specifically the
scouts
green
flying
trees.
over the trees obtaining bullets right now?
So now the Archon is trying to put the Guardians in a way it doesn't get blocked, but it's too late, it seems.
Also, as you can see, we're not attacking much at the beginning because we try to build a good base, and we only produce soldiers when we see that we are already having a fight going on.
Okay, looks like Oak's Disciples takes the win.
Very impressive. There's something aesthetically mesmerizing about a bunch of these matches. Not just the bullets in their streaming and flying glory, but also to see an array of trees and having, I don't know how many people noticed, but Oak's Disciples had this wonderful hexagonal array, which to me was just so pretty.
One of the teams in the previous rounds had this weird oval. You don't see that shape very often.
No, it's probably not optimal, but it definitely had that eye appeal.
You think it's about the aesthetics?
It could very well be.
Okay.
After all, there is winning, but there's also style points.
Okay, so 5th, 6th versus Salt.
Oh, wow, such good sportsmanship here.
All right, we're team 5th, 6th. We're team Salt.
Go ahead, turn the mic towards yourself.
Yeah,
You just
you
twist
can
it.
even hold it.
I think we're going to basically be doing what everyone else is doing, which is build lots of trees, build lots of soldiers, hope to kill them.
Looks like it's working.
It's working pretty well right now.
We tried to build a defense in the first couple units, but it looks like it doesn't work so well right now.
Seems like we're in a pretty good spot now.
I think the scout can handle it for sure.
It's always one scout.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Okay, 5th, 6th takes that win.
So I think it's probably not a similar start.
So this is a small map, so we build 2 soldiers super fast, but they get trapped because they're bad.
We actually built a lumberjack because we see there's a lot of trees.
And we also built 2 soldiers right afterwards, but our economy started off a little bit later. It appears that our soldiers also trapped themselves behind our Archon.
Oh.
GG.
GG. So you probably noticed there's a team called 5th/6th. There's another team called 4th place. And I think they're doing that to troll us commentators here. We're trying to describe these teams, and they're giving themselves names of awards they haven't been given yet.
It's not very reflective of what they get. Like, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
That's very
Just a
confusing.
name. Now, WCGW.
Yeah, red team is on the
red
left.
team is on this side. So on this side? Okay, left. Oh, you can't see it? What do you mean?
And then blue team's on the right. And you'll see it in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll have to win this round because then next round we can face 5th, 6th place.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, earlier on you see one aggressive soldier trying to push to the enemy, but he dies.
Looks like our soldier micro was a little bit better.
Our micro is good with shooting, and theirs is like better with evading. Apparently, we made the wrong choice.
It looks like our economy is struggling a little bit because we're not building enough lumberjacks, but I think it's starting to come through.
Yeah, we were able to push them back a bit with our economy, but now they're catching up, so that looks bad for us.
This is looking like a pretty even match.
It is, it's very close. In a few rounds, we started producing tanks.
They use the same tree design that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we often call that the flower design, whether that's a good name or not.
No.
We've got the central.
We're probably going to lose the victory points, unfortunately.
Oh, there we go.
From now on, we stopped firing and we just make bullets for points.
And this is like...
That was really impressive because both teams were buying victory points at that point.
Right, so during this sprint tournament, we spent a while having a different tree design. So some of you might remember seeing a more sparse design with trees scattered all around. But later throughout the game, when a lot of the game meta changed, with scouts, like pretty much the power of scouts was significantly reduced, and so these trees, like the flower design, became much more productive.
It seems like we won this game because at the start we built a scout because we detected we don't need a farm because of the amount of bullets in the trees.
Sometimes a match is sort of over before it's over. And this might be one of those times.
Actually, it seems that it's important.
The scouts are actually shooting each other.
I thought it was a mating ritual.
It's pretty important to donate victory points when you're the only scout left, like you're the only robot and you're a scout, because sometimes teams might not be able to find you and you can survive.
And this one, so now we're going to move on to the third map, which we haven't seen yet.
All right, it's a very close map. We're both going to do 2 soldiers and go for a rush.
This is all down to soldier macro now.
Not yet.
So our soldier followed the Archon because when we see an Archon, we try and stay close to it so that if it produces a gardener, we can kill it. So that means that in our initial engagement, we were like 2v1, so we lost the first fight, unfortunately. Shame indeed.
Basically, when you have a soldier near our Archon actually broadcasts their position, so our soldiers should be on the sensing range.
Oh, that's a real micro-intensive match. Well played.
Looking forward to playing 5th, 6th next round.
They'll get to face off with their arch enemy.
All right, we'll get the next 2 teams, All for the Cat versus Brute Forcer, coming on up.
So Brute Forcer actually didn't set their avatar, so this is one we chose for them. It's a cat.
Oh, now that's confusing.
Yeah. It's versus All for the Cat,
That's what I'm
which
saying.
isn't a cat.
That's very confusing.
Yeah, so All for the Cat isn't here.
Well, good luck All for the Cat if you're watching.
So tell us a little bit about your bot.
Okay, so most of my effort is in the movement of all the units. I base it firstly on force vectors. My units chase force vectors. It could be the enemy base location, for example, that they're going after. And they're based on exclusion zones. Like a bullet is a zone in my code that they don't want to step on. And that I use that to estimate the worth of a bunch of positions that I can move to. And based on those things, they determine what the best way to move is. So right now, my soldiers are doing their job.
They've
dodging
wandered
all
into
of
the
these
troll's
bullets.
face.
It's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, your guys seem to be moving ahead.
Pushing the front forward.
I think I've got this, yeah.
Oh, and you bought victory points.
Oh, I wasn't even looking at that.
I didn't even see.
Yeah.
This is a difficult map for me, I think, because that little barrier there, I'm not sure if my lumberjacks will realize I have to cut that. But, well,
Bullets got
one
it.
unit down.
So last round you bought victory points. What's your condition for buying those victory points?
It's a kind of soft condition. I need to have a lot of units and trees, and then I start building them. In this match, I probably won't end up building any because it looks to be going pretty well. All right.
And there it goes. Well played. Now we've got Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund versus MIT Reject Society. Now, is that MIT Reject Society as in Society of Rejects? Or does that mean MIT as a whole?
Rejects society? I never thought about it that way. I always considered it the first way. Well, I guess we can hear from them now because they're here. arbitrary graph isn't here today. Okay, I'll start the match.
Hi, so we start off with an early scout on this map to try to get all the bullets. We're blue.
Yeah,
we're MIT Reject Society,
and it's the first one.
thing. We got rejected from MIT. So we got the early tanks out with our gardeners. So we prioritize those trees so we can try to get out as much early units as possible from those trees.
Yeah, and also, this is actually interesting because it's a rematch. We actually lost to Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund in the finals, or in the qualifying tournament. Yeah, in round 4 of the qualifying tournament.
So we're hoping maybe we can take it back, but it's not looking good at this point.
Yeah.
We're kind of trapped in the corner right there.
And our economy is really weak right now, so we can't buy victory. Actually, in addition to that, we have a hard-coded bug in our code where we try and spend 10 on victory points, but during the rebalance, they changed victory points such that they actually change in cost during the tournament, so we can't during the game, so we can't buy victory points
At certain
anymore.
points in the round, our code breaks and doesn't let us bring victory points, so it's quite an issue.
Technically, it's not hard-coded to the variable that is the cost of victory points. It is hard-coded to 10. So it donates multiples of 10 victory points.
And see, so the
which is not always
scout.
enough to buy victory points.
Oh, good job, Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund. Looks like they beat us a second time, so good job for them.
Man. All right. Well played.
All right.
All right.
You know, we devs can be absolutely brutal with our balance changes and all these other things. And teams that get the short end of the stick, you know, they may feel bad about it, but they should take comfort knowing that everybody is getting the short end of the stick when we're at the helm.
Anyway, Oaks Disciples versus Waterloo Omega. Oaks Disciples is stepping up.
And Waterloo's not here, as we remember.
Yeah. So we're entering into the Octo Finals now, which is a word. So in this, so this is still the winner's bracket. So none of these teams have lost yet. This is going to decide who's going into the top 8. Top 8.
We're a bit scared of little maps, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, they have a tank.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Doesn't look good. No. Well, our Archons are there.
This is all part of the plan. Do not worry.
You got to make it look close.
Yeah. The comebacks are what makes this tournament entertaining.
So you probably noticed that this time we're starting on what was the 3rd map from the first series. Now we're in round 2. So you're going to see 2 more maps that are new.
This one is called, I'm not sure, but it kind of looks like the trees in the eyes, don't you think? It's uncanny.
Now, if I remember correctly, Gina, you're the artist who came up with the eyes on the trees.
Oh yes, I did.
Can you comment on the design?
So it seems like they might have something
Our
to say.
soldiers at the beginning, they go to the enemy base. So, and since the enemy base changed place, it looks like they didn't find it for now. But
We got no Archon, it seems. We got no Archon.
Oh, the Archons are destroyed. That means that if the gardeners are gone, then they won't have any more income.
So
It's
let's
not
see how
looking
it
good.
goes.
Not looking good.
we're keeping up the fight, but
Well, it seems we're off any gardener production, so we're trying to holding off, but it doesn't seem any good. Unless somehow those trees in the middle have goodies.
we got an Archon now.
But we have no victory points, so GG.
Waterloo Omega Ruby.
So that was 2 out of 3, and now we've got the next match.
And the 2 teams that really wanted to face each other get to face each other.
Oh man, 4th place versus 5th, 6th.
Yeah. So regarding the eyes, in case you guys didn't know, robots can be inside the trees. And since robots are sentient beings, I think the eyes really represent a robot. So.
Yeah. What?
So somehow we've already lost
Yeah,
the
so we're
project.
like just looking at this Archon for some terrible reason, and we just lost all our units. So I think we're in trouble unless we build a soldier, which I doubt we will.
What? It's a brutal, brutal map.
Yeah, it is. No comment, Max.
We don't really like gardeners, or archons, or enemies.
All right.
All right.
A little bit more breathing room on this map.
Yeah, on big maps, we try to first go for economy. We can see if this pays off.
Yeah, we do likewise.
Yeah.
When teams say economy, they're talking about building a lot of bullet trees so they can get bullets, which is their source of income.
Sort of a ramping effect, that the more bullet trees that you plant, these colored trees, the more bullets you get, and the more you can plant, and then you can steamroll your opponent.
Except they wither away and die if your gardener doesn't water them, just like real trees.
Our Archon got kind of stuck now, so we can't build any more bullet trees.
Yeah, it looks pretty close, but they're...
Oh,
And
victory
we've
points!
stopped firing. And
Who's buying victory points?
Nice.
That was sudden.
Nicely played.
Congratulations, 4th place.
Well, we should be impartial, but I'm a little relieved that 4th place is doing better than 5th, 6th.
Team Rocket versus Brute Forcer.
We go through these matches quickly because otherwise we'd be here until like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So if you feel you're not getting enough screen time, you can just go online and watch the VODs. All this will be recorded for all of history. So hopefully that doesn't make anybody nervous talking about their bot on stage.
Well, there we go already with the micro battle. We improved our dodging at the last hours of before the deadline. So we found a huge bug. I think we made a good job with it. Let's see if it's enough. We got a gardener. He's got a soldier more. But there we go. Yeah, well, we got the upper hand now, maybe. We don't kill Archons until we have some trees or a special round, so we don't waste too many bullets into Archons. As soon as we have some trees or the upper hand, we will start attacking them. Looking good so far. 2 trees, a 3rd soldier.
Looks like your game, indeed.
They got the tank.
There's a thing we saw not many teams use. It's sensing broadcasting locations. You can do that, and yeah, we implemented it in the last days, and so we always find the gardeners. We can, like, on the movement speed of the unit, we will know what kind of unit it is. So we basically can. It's almost like a map hack if they broadcast all the time. So if there's multiple Archons, we always find the first gardener and stuff like that. So yeah, and we got the weird ovals we were talking about, the gardens. They are for Pikachu, so we can catch him.
Wow, I had never thought of that strategy. For the people in the audience who don't know, when you broadcast a message to your team as a robot, then other teams can read the position. And what he's saying is, based on the rate of movement, he can tell which type of unit it is. That blows my mind. Do you know about this strategy?
I did not know about this strategy. I knew units moved at speeds. So Team Rocket is in the top 8.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay. The last round of the winners bracket is arbitrary graph and when I'm GM.
So for people who don't know, GM is referring to a level of accomplishment in the game StarCraft 2, Grandmaster. And it occurs by grinding and clicking.
Yeah, it means they're really good.
So arbitrary isn't here, so we can have both microphones, I guess.
Yeah.
We got the tank in the middle, which is really huge.
Yeah, we detected that there was a tree with unit in it, so we built a lumberjack and got the unit. And then now that unit's going to hopefully kill them.
This map is so crowded.
Unfortunately,
never mind.
The tank has fallen.
Oh.
So it's going to be a micro battle between these soldiers, and we
They
lost
have way
that
too many
one.
trees.
Wow.
Yeah, so our record against arbitrary on the scrim server is really bad. They tend to look like this.
Yeah. They'll shoot our Archons eventually.
I think.
Well, you can tell by the round number.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Don't tell the audience that.
Whoa. Hey, this kind of looks like a flower, too.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do better game 2.
Yeah, so our soldiers are like slowly bugging across the top of the map trying to get to the opponent, but in the meantime, our opponent is building way more trees than us.
Yeah, their scout is chasing our gardener away. We run away from enemies to avoid losing the gardeners, but if there's no soldier nearby to run towards, it just kind of runs in the corner of the map, and then eventually it dies to the scout.
Yeah, we're really far behind. They have 15 soldiers to our 2.
We're going to start mass-producing gardeners now, but I don't know if we can catch up. They're getting lumberjacks to the middle and are going to get all those free units. We're getting a really strong economy.
Yeah, we've actually caught up on trees. They might victory point us, though. Yeah, they're going to victory point us. Our army can't get across the map in time because they're trying to go through the middle, and they're too afraid of the enemy soldiers, even though there's so few of them, that we won't kill them in time.
Yeah.
The victory points.
Ah, there it goes.
Okay.
GG.
Round 2, losers A, MIT Reject Society versus Water Buffalo. So what losers A is the losers from round 1 versus the losers from the winner's bracket that we just watched. Right?
Good luck, guys.
Oh, really? Okay. It's...
Look. So they're both losers from matches of round 1.
Okay.
Neither of us understand tournaments. We just run the thing.
Yeah, basically, you have to be eliminated twice to leave the bracket. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and you can see the things in the screen,
Yeah.
and that's what you need.
Yep, just like us.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a macro that definitely favors larger maps and with a lot of trees. So we have more of a long-term strategy, which means that we're already really behind in our economy.
Very
but
behind.
hopefully,
Our micro is also.
if they
What team
wait
are
to
you?
attack us.
Our micro is also kind of questionable, but somehow it seems to have worked out this time. We've also picked up the tank, which is beautiful. We don't start shooting Archons until round 400 because it takes too many bullets, but we figured it out. 500.
Oh, this is a long one.
Unfortunately, bigger maps are not exactly our strong suit.
Yeah, so as you can see, our scout just starts immediately going out and trying to, so this is actually, our heavy scout movement is actually a holdover from before it was rebalanced. Obviously, we used far fewer scouts than we did when scouts were insanely overpowered. But now, now our scouts still attack early because you can
And our
still
player
get a-
still named Scout Mania in reference to that old great time.
Yeah. So we do send out those early scouts, which it looks like it gave us a little bit of an advantage in terms of bullets that we collected from the field.
However, it looks like our micros are getting really trapped in that area. We weren't able to expand as well as Water Buffalo was, so we're having some issues fighting them.
Pathfinding is quite a simplistic algorithm, just kind of like follows walls and hopes that it eventually gets to the target.
Yeah, so our early game is actually quite bad, probably because we don't build scouts, so MIT Rejects managed to pick up all the bullets in all of the trees. But now that we've recovered a little bit, we might be able to bring this back.
Yeah, it looks like the victory points win is going to really hurt us here because we're going too many soldiers and they're getting stuck in the middle, and Water Buffalo really has us on victory points.
So we always buy victory points if we have more than 500 bullets because we figure we don't need that many, and it looks like that's working out. But now we're starting to fight. Yes.
Congratulations.
Okay. Before you leave...
Yeah, don't
Wait,
leave the stage.
don't leave yet.
Wait,
Don't
stay here.
Wait, we don't want to chase after you in the
the way this is, we're going to go as efficient as we can, and we'll thank you for participating in Battlecode on the moment that you unfortunately receive your award. So, well done.
Congratulations. This is 13th to 16th. We had over 1,000 teams, something like that. We had a lot of teams this year. They did great.
So, getting to this level, everybody here is a winner.
Yep. Everyone, everywhere is a winner in our hearts.
That's true, too.
Yeah. B1 with Yuri versus All for the Cat. Neither of them are here.
Well, then that'll just be us two this time.
Yeah, so All for the Cat's from Germany or something. Yeah, that's why they're not here. And we only give people like 2 days notice.
It is astonishing to me that people can manage to book flights, get travel visas, and come here with like only a day or two of notice. I honestly have no idea how they do it. And it's really heartwarming to see that they go to that trouble.
So it looks like the red Archon is stuck in the corner. I don't know if it's trying to leave.
It's a pretty close game, but I feel that blue has a slight advantage.
Yeah, an economy, as one might say.
I think it might have.
I think it's going to go to, All for the cat.
Well done. Okay, so maybe we're going to give B1 with Yuri a little advantage on this map because he's got his scout going around picking up the bullets that are on the neutral trees. And he's got more room, so he's maybe less likely to get stuck.
In big maps, it's all about who can build up the most trees in the beginning.
Now, you can sort of see a pattern developing from Red's trees. He's spacing them out enough that he can get dudes between the little flower clusters. It's very nice. And I think that's giving him an advantage because Blue, he's kind of all walled in.
So perfect.
It is.
So Blue is making its way through the tree.
Got a bit of a pile up there for Red. So much for perfect roads.
Red's buying victory points.
Oh, he's
going
buying
up,
the victory
shooting
points.
Out.
And there it is.
B1 Fury. Now on to the third map.
We haven't seen this map before.
I know. So hopefully they cut down the trees and make a little space.
Now both teams have built scouts and they're both going around picking up all the bullets. So this could be a fairly even match. So Red has gone for
We can see Blue has a lot of bullets.
Oh, is he going to buy victory points right away, you think?
I think it's because the red team built lumberjacks. They're probably building lumberjacks because they're looking around and seeing that there's a lot of trees around them.
The thing is, you can buy 10,000 or 1,000 victory points all in one round if you need to.
If this map were even a little bigger, I feel like Red would never even reach Blue by cutting through the trees.
He might not. And then Blue might win for buying victory points. So we really need to see what's going to happen.
So victory points increase in cost over time?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a new change.
It is.
Well, not
Oh,
that
no,
new.
yeah, it's like 3 weeks old.
Oh.
No problem. Oh, Red is buying victory points.
Oh.
Oh, despite buying all those lumberjacks, it's still pulled ahead. So that goes to B1 with Yuri.
And that was a close 2 out of 3.
So now it's SALT versus WCGW. That stands for What Could Go Wrong.
Yeah, although we originally thought that it was a Christian radio station.
Yeah, when we don't know, we just Google their name.
I don't know how many times I've gone on Acronym Finder and just gotten something totally wrong.
You can't trust them.
Maybe comment on your micro.
Yeah.
Our soldier micro is just sampling different locations around yourself and choosing the one which takes least damage.
Looks like our micro didn't go in our favor
Yes.
this time.
Our micro is based off of just dodging the bullets that come towards us and reacting.
You can hold the mic or bring it towards you.
What might turn out to be our downfall is the way we get victory points. Because we wait until we have 2,500 bullets before we do anything with victory points, and that might be a bit too many.
On the last night, we changed it to 1,200. So we cap our bullets at 1,200 and buy victory points.
So it was a win by destruction anyway. In close maps, it usually ends by destruction.
So this time we actually went for a couple of trees first to build up the economy. I'm just hoping my units don't get trapped.
When our Archon senses trees with bullets, we build a scout instead of trees first to get the bullets.
So it looks like it's pretty even. It looks like not too much difference in trees and soldiers.
Definitely.
But I think, okay.
Never mind.
Yeah.
So WCGW was able to destroy the enemy team.
Good game.
Okay, wait.
But don't leave the stage.
Yeah, don't run away yet.
We want to thank you for competing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Another
you.
big round of applause.
R2D2 versus SCB. SCB is another one of those acronyms that we never really understood what it meant. And when we Googled it, we got Standard Charter Bank.
I think that must be what it is.
Yeah, but yesterday we learned that that was not the case, and it actually stands for nothing. Yeah.
So here's one of the bugs in our code where we build a scout by accident whenever we have
By accident?
Yeah, it was a bug in our logic.
Wait, speak
Go
in
ahead
the-
and speak in the
Yeah.
mic.
So we build a scout when we're too close, actually, which is a tragedy.
Do you guys like scouts?
No.
No? Oh, that's sad.
But we did end up getting this game, I think. So.
Actually, our scout code is the longest code.
Yeah.
Scout code is the longest
because
code.
that's a remnant from the time where the scouts were the.
That was the
were
first
crazy.
week.
Yeah,
Good times.
yeah.
Oh, that match was over before I could even watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It ended with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our soldier micro is a lot based on like directional weights. We just pretty much move in the, we count bullets as like things we don't want to move to and then move in the direction with the least, like, I guess, the highest score.
So we're seeing a kind of similar heuristic from a lot of teams where they look around them and they rate locations based on how likely it is to have a bullet there.
A lot of teams start with a single scout just to collect all the trees, look around.
One thing we do is we try to spread out our gardeners when we're planting them so that they don't end up crowding each other that much.
So SCB tries to spread out their gardeners?
Yeah. All right,
good job.
So you see it.
Yeah, it looks like their tree design worked for them.
Pretty effective.
Don't leave yet. So SCB stays up here.
Yeah, don't leave.
Don't leave.
Just the way the matches go.
Yes.
We got a new map to play on.
Yeah, so now you can continue to redeem yourselves in the loser bracket. Brute Forcer versus SCB. This map looks a little like MIT, don't you think?
Yeah, I can totally see the dome, and I presume inside the library, which is in the dome, you've got some very good unit.
That tree's like the students staring.
So in this case, our spread out kind of worked against us a little bit. Well, actually.
They did a good job defending.
No, it's
I
actually.
think they have the upper hand now.
It's actually going.
Will it come down to mass
nice
combat?
game.
Or
Yeah, it
economy?
might come down to like a big battlefront.
Blue has a good economy.
A bunch of our soldiers are getting stuck down there, but it looks like we broke through to the middle.
SCB is trying to break the columns.
This looks pretty scary for me.
We cap our soldier count at like the number of soldiers that can fit in the diagonal, and then we start building tanks.
I think Brute Forcer might win just from victory points.
Whoa.
He's buying victory points.
Oh,
Will they destroy them first?
Like
this game could end.
Like
Blue has so much, though.
Come on.
Oh, if only they spent it on victory points.
That just gets me. It just, you know, we're like, right, man. No, that was fair. You know.
I love the look of this map.
Yeah.
This map is called Sinking, but like sinking with the C. Like.
So is it with a Y or with a?
Seems there's a.
With an I. Or
Good amount of bullets in the trees.
Blue is pushing
Oh,
forward.
God. Well, okay, it might be victory points, but we.
Yeah, let's watch the victory points
I've started
again.
buying some, but I'm not sure if I should
We're
have.
starting to break through.
Yeah, we're starting to break through.
But I don't think it'll be fast enough.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know,
They've only got 500.
Yeah.
I think red just wants to stall.
Now
we're, like,
600.
now we're fully through. But one thing, our
700.
soldiers look like they're really crowded, which makes them really vulnerable. Okay, it looks like it's
My
victory.
soldiers are shooting at them without being able to see them sometimes. That's
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, at some level, if we had a different map set, we could get a totally different winner coming out of this tournament. So, you know, at some level, you know, you might say, oh, it's too bad we lost. But like I said, everybody's got a great player.
Yep.
And you could just blame us for making maps.
It's all Max's fault.
All my fault.
Yeah. When I'm GM versus what could go wrong.
I think the tree in the middle looks a bit like the police car which they got on there.
A police car?
The hacks.
Oh, yeah,
on the dome.
like a hack on the dome.
So,
But what vehicle is in that thing?
So our Archon in the bottom left tried to build the first gardeners, but then it trapped itself very quickly, and our top right Archon defaulted to building units instead.
Yeah, it looks like we have them contained in the bottom right pretty well. They can't really break out and don't have a lot of room, but we haven't sent any units to their top left, so their eco could get really big.
And we're kind of defenseless as well if they attack us from over there.
Look at these rows from blue. Can you comment on your tree placement?
All right, so like basically everyone except Team Rocket, I believe, is building hexes. So like the only improvements I've seen on hexes are either Oak's placement, which is just ridiculously good, or you could come up with this shitty improvement, which we did, which is you form rows. So when you construct a position, you look to the left and right, or north and bottom, and then you see if you can build that way. But sometimes this builds across the whole map.
Victor.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, so sometimes you build across the whole map, and then you get stuck. So we limit it to 4 hexes in a row, and that's basically it.
Our gardeners just move until they're at least 5 distance away from another gardener, and then they just set up where they are.
Yeah,
Go
ahead. Okay. We're not building enough lumberjacks, so it's taking us a while to break out. We're finally building them now, though, but we're really far behind on trees.
How do you decide when to build lumberjacks?
It's 2 factors. It's based on the tree density around our archons, and it also scales over time in case we get stuck and don't realize it.
And this map, there's just enough space that we didn't think that it was very dense trees, so we didn't end up building lumberjacks off that.
It's a shame.
You chose columns this time.
2 more matches, and then we're on to a short, different style of content.
Yep. Oak's Disciples versus B1 with Yuri.
It's great how in this year's game, it's not just a matter of your micro or your choice of units. It's also these fine details on where do you put your trees and what unit composition do you use.
Yep, exactly.
Based on the map and all those factors.
Well, as you can see, at the beginning, we always try to build our gardeners where we have more area. Like in this map, we started on the upper right because the other archon was kind of a little bit trapped, and we won.
And yeah, we could farm
They never
points.
even engaged with each other.
That might have been,
we never fought.
That might have been the most peaceful.
We're just a peaceful team. We don't want to fight. We just produce soldiers if they want some,
We like to think of...
We love donating to the government, so...
Yes, it's donating to the reforestation fund, not buying victory points.
Right. What a heartwarming match. And it's possible that we'll see the same thing again.
Yeah,
let's see.
Given the barrier.
Well, they build a lot of lumberjacks.
They have a lot of lumberjacks, so maybe they can get into the fight.
That's true.
We don't want it, but...
Yeah, as you can see, we're not trying to get to them. We're just defending ourselves.
But your archon has nowhere to go.
Wait, where's their archon?
It's outside of the screen, I think.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the screen is a little cut off on the right there. Yeah, there was a team that was telling us that before, but I kept thinking they meant the left.
Well, we just set our base and we're waiting to get the victory box.
Well, luckily, a lot of the action takes place in the middle, so you don't miss too much.
So this is our last team going to make it into the top 8, 5th/6th, or Water Buffalo. And then we'll take a short, we'll do something else.
An interlude.
Yeah.
Maybe we should call it a halftime show.
Just like the Super Bowl, because we're the Super Bowl for
It looks
nerds.
like we kind of built gardeners on the edge, which is not going to be very good for our economy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So we don't do very well on these open type maps because we build rather poorly. So we try to build a lot of soldiers early, but we're not able to do that because we put ourselves on the edge so deeply. It looks like we're kind of getting swarmed right now.
Yeah, so we don't attack Archons until round 500, so we just swarm them for a while.
We're just going to lose by victory points, unfortunately. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, we don't really detect which Archon is better suited to building gardeners.
Victory points.
We might do a little bit better on this map. We like mid-sized maps.
Yeah.
Because early on, we try to build a lot of soldiers, hoping for a rush, so we fall behind early game. And in late game, we don't have good arrangements, so we also fall behind. But in mid game, we're actually fairly strong. And this is kind of a mid game map.
Yeah.
So we have some chance on this map.
So if I remember correctly, when we devs make these maps, some of them are rush friendly, some of them are econ friendly, and we don't decide which ones go in which part of the tournament. We simply throw them all in a pool, and then they get chosen. Is that right?
We put a little more thought into it than that.
So what's happening is our economy is just too bad to compete, unfortunately. So this went a little later than we would have liked. And it looks like we're all dying, which is kind of bad.
So 5th/6th moves on.
Game, guys.
Well done.
So before we start the quarterfinals, we're going to hear some words from our gold sponsors.
So yeah, if we can get them coming on up. Let's see here. First, let's hear from D.E. Shaw. And this is your award to give out when you're done.
So first of all, congratulations to all the teams who have made it this far in the competition. 1,000 different teams is a pretty stiff competition. This Battlecode's grown a lot over the years. My name is Gerald Daly, and as was mentioned, I work for D.E. Shaw & Company. We are a technology-driven, multi-strategy hedge fund. So parsing that backwards, as a hedge fund, we make investments for our investors. As a multi-strategy, we focus on quantitative approaches to our investing, but kind of with that general restriction, we choose to invest on as many timescales as we are able to across different instrument classes and not limit ourselves, because when somebody has a good trading idea, we want to be able to have a way that we can put that into practice and be able to use it. Our founder, David Shaw, prior to working in finance, was a professor in computer science, and when he made that transition to the finance industry, he kept with him an academic approach and kept that as a part of the feel of the company, as well as a very technology-focused place. Battlecode is a competition that has a very compressed period of like 3.5 or so weeks, where people just grind out the code and try to figure out the best ways of being able to compete in this contest. And in doing so, there are a bunch of different areas that people can focus on, basically on the micro and the macro. And there are frequently teams that'll do well that really focus on just one of those, but often the best teams are ones that are able to balance out the needs of picking a good, solid macro strategy and then combining that with a micro strategy and really being able to get at the subtleties. And we've already seen a lot of that in the competition so far today, where being able to have those subtleties right can really help make the difference between winning and losing. People who have been to Battlecode before, or people that are new, probably notice that there usually are at least a few finance firms that are sponsors of Battlecode, and that's because there's a lot of relevance to what we do and what makes for a successful Battlecode participant. And this comes back to what we were just talking about with not only do you need a good broad strategy, but you also really need good execution to be able to perform well in this kind of environment. At D.E. Shaw, we don't just want to perform well today or tomorrow or on a 3.5-week time scale, but we try to take a rigorous, scientific, data-driven approach so that as we're figuring out how to perform well in the short term, we can learn the lessons so that we can also perform well in the long term, that we can gain a deeper, more complete understanding of what is working, why it is working, and how to ensure that things keep working in the future. Now, that's not to say it's all work, no fun. We have a lot of the typical perks you would expect from a technology company of free food, on-site workout facilities, and so forth. And we also make sure we have a rich set of events that probably a few dozen a year, that range from purely fun things to bringing in world experts to talk about their passions and their understanding that help enrich the day-to-day work we do, but also just give us a broader, more complete understanding of the world, as well as how people are making a difference in the world as a whole. If you're interested in learning more about us, please come talk to us after the competition, or you can visit our website at deshaw.com. And best of luck for the rest of the competition. But I guess before going away, we do have a special award, and this goes to the most adaptive strategy, because at least at one point, or at some points, when they run out of space, they take a very good strategy of killing off their archons to make space for new units. And so WCGW, please come up and accept your award.
Yeah, there was one match where they destroyed their own Archon. And we think Archons are pretty important units because they're the only thing that can make gardeners. So yeah, they destroyed it to make more space for their other Archon to build units, and then they won the match.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it was in one of the final rounds too that got them here.
All right, and next up, we're going to hear from Oracle. Come on up.
How's it going? I'm Eric Markunis. I graduated in 2015 as a Core 6.3, so computer science. And we all know, first I want to applaud all of you for competing in this. There's so many things you could have done this January, whether that was other competitions, classes, making money, relaxing. So from the conversations I had last night, whether you're an experienced Battlecoder or a newbie, or you come here from all across the world, you've learned a lot of great things. You've learned about working together to solve common problems, expanding your knowledge, and coding until the early hours of the evening. The lessons and experiences that you've learned here will translate into internships and job offers, and some of you maybe even acceptance into college, probably not the MIT rejects. Personally, I competed in 6470 or 6148 when I was here, which is the web programming competition. And as a front-end developer, I still use those in my everyday job, which is probably a good transition into what I do at Oracle. I work for Oracle Responses. That is an, let's see, what is the buzzword? Email marketing and cross-channel orchestration platform. Now, what that means actually is whether you're using multiple notifications, email messages, or text messages, many major consumer marketers will interact with our application to send messages to their customers. Through something we call dynamic content rules, they're able to personalize those messages and send them out to millions of customers using usually just one basic email. So if you really love StarCraft, then your email is probably going to have a coupon for a solid state drive or some new RAM. If your dad's into photography, it's probably going to have a coupon for some a new camera lens. Now, on my team, there are two major subdivisions. There's the platform team and the application team. The platform team actually works with the personalizer engine to develop those emails and send them out. Actually, last November, we sent out 6 billion emails over the 4-day period for Black Friday. So you probably got an email from us. I personally work on the application side, which works on maintaining and designing and upgrading the application. We use a JavaScript framework called EXT.js. It's very similar to React, so you don't have to use those low-level DOM. I work on a really great team. It's about half front-end, half back-end engineers. Now, Oracle in general, whether you're interested in hardware, software, machine learning, or circuit boards, there's definitely a position for you. We do a lot of really cool things. One of the reasons I really enjoy working for Oracle is you get the opportunity to interview with the team that you'll end up working for. So when you go through the interview process, it's usually you'll interview with 5 to 8 different people. And after that, you're matched with them, and then you get to choose. A lot of companies, you'll apply to them as a general employee and then choose the team. Personally, I wasn't willing to roll the dice, so I definitely enjoy that. Actually, and when I went on my interview, after a whole day of technical interviews, which I'm sure you guys know those can be exhausting, I ended up spending just 2 hours talking with my hiring manager. From his experiences to working on the Eclipse editor to different industry trends. Now, a little bit more about Oracle in general also. Some of the things that really drew me, the culture. The work-life balance there is a really high priority. Coming from MIT, we're used to drinking from the fire hose, and it was definitely an adjustment to not have to pull all-nighters anymore or code until my fingers hurt. And I enjoy having the opportunity to follow my own passions, whether that's coding on side projects, hiking in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, or just relaxing with my friends on the weekends. And my career is very important to me, as I'm sure it is for all of you, but never forget to live your life. Something else, Oracle is very dedicated to personal and career growth. I'm sure that's a buzzword, but I see it in my everyday work. Whether you're a principal engineer that wants to be an architect, or you're a junior developer like me and you want to be a senior developer, they work day in, day out to make sure you're challenged each and every day. And we also have a commitment to encouraging new talent. Oracle loves sponsoring events like this because it encourages programmers like yourselves to solve new and interesting problems, and it leads to better coders with more diverse programs, plus more diverse background. Plus, it gives me an opportunity to come to events like this. So I just want to, we'll be at XFair on Monday if you guys want to come and talk to us. Learn a little bit more about what kind of internships and full-time opportunities we have. But good luck, everyone. And it looks like I have an award to give out. This is for the most creative strategy to Team Sheep. I'm not sure if they're actually here, but they had an interesting strategy to only build lumberjacks, and they did surprisingly well. So congratulations, Team Sheep.
All right, well, thank you so much for telling us about Oracle, our next speaker.
Now we have, next is 2 Sigma.
Hi, everyone. My name is Claudio, and I'm here tonight for 2 Sigma. I graduated from MIT in 2012. I was doing math. I tried to do Battlecode myself several times, but unfortunately I never had the chance. So I'm glad that you guys managed to. So before we get started, a quick word from our lawyers. Basically, what I have to say is that we're not trying to sell you anything tonight, so please don't go and squander all of your tuition money in investment tonight. Thank you. So let's now move to the important stuff. We are a data company, so what do? We try to take in a lot of data to make better sense of the relationship between instruments that we want to trade and come up with better bets that are more likely to be effective in the markets. So what I want to do tonight is to drive you through a simple example. So we have to start from data, right? So we have a really, really large amount of data sources, hundreds of thousands. Let's make a hypothesis. Suppose that we are interested in figuring out how much ice cream consumption there's going to be this summer. I don't know if you guys are interested, but I am. So I want to try to figure out how that works. So 2 data sources that we may be interested in looking at are how hot is the summer going to be, because we think that the more the heat, the more the ice creams consume. And also, how many advertisements on TV are there for ice creams, because that's also something that influences consumption. So we could take in these 2 pieces of data, and then we have to try to figure out whether the data actually supports our hypothesis or not. So the way that we do that is that we have these very extensive clusters of tens of thousands of machines that compute all sorts of statistics and let us know if we're right or wrong. And suppose that in this case we're actually right, then we can come up with a model that describes the ice cream consumption by the heat and by number of advertisements. So at this point, we want to apply these ideas to investments. So how do we do that? You know, if we think that ice creams are very cheap now, we'll buy a lot of them, and then we'll go back and sell them to the market in the summer when the demand is going to be high. So how do we actually create value? In finance, there's this concept known as alpha, which basically is a measure of how much better we do than the market. So since inception, we have been outperforming our market benchmarks the great majority of semesters that we have traded. So we think we have done very well. And at 2 Sigma, we pride ourselves in producing value for real people. So here's an actual breakdown of our investors, which I hope is going to be interesting to you. As you can see, a very large percentage of our money comes from real people, such as pension funds and sovereign wealth funds. So those are all people that have an interest in making sure that their pension payment actually gets paid every month, and we try to help them towards that objective. So now, where are we? As you can see, we are in beautiful Manhattan, and more specifically, for the ones of you that are familiar, we're in the downtown neighborhood of Soho. So Soho is so special that, as you can see from the picture, streets in Soho need to have 2 names, even though they're exactly the same. No one knows where that is. On top of New York, we also have offices in 3 other locations, in Houston, London, and Hong Kong. So New York has most of our developers, but we have many even in Houston and London, and we're always expanding further. So much like you guys, we love solving very hard problems. So if you feel like you're up to a challenge, please come and talk to us right after the competition or at X-Fair on Monday as well. So you can see that we're recruiting for 3 profiles. So one is software engineering, which goes all the way from the design of hardware to back-end systems to front-end systems to represent data. Also modeling, which is very much statistics and math-based. And business analytics and expansion, which is effectively what allows us to decide whether we want to enter new markets or not. So thanks, everyone, for being here tonight. And before we get back to the competition, it looks like I have an award here.
The award you have is this one.
OK, all right. So it now looks like I have an award. It's the award for the best strategy report. So at 2 Sigma, we care a lot about strategy reports because our ice cream models need to be very well explained. And it looks like this award goes to team eDoc Tablet. And they win because the reports have been very creatively written, and they have written actually job descriptions that are specific to each of their robot types. So they didn't just make our devs happy, but also our HR. So thanks for that. Come up, eDoc Tablet. Are you guys here tonight?
Seems the team isn't here, but they may be watching online, and they appreciate your congratulations. So thank you very much for 2 Sigma.
So in addition to the sponsor awards, we, the devs, want to give out a few awards of our own. Just fun ones, random ones. Gotta open this. Okay. So when I call your name, if you're here, just line up in the front over here, and then someone will give you an award, and then we can all clap at the end when everyone's standing together. So the first one is the sprint tournament winner. So this is the tournament that we have after the first week, and Brute Forcer won it, and he's here. Next is the Hacker Award. Every year, a bunch of our competitors find exploits in our system, and instead of breaking everything, they kindly tell us, so we award them. And then we have farthest distance traveled. It goes to WCGW. They're here today, too. They came from Australia, and they're a high school team, believe it or not. And I think the flight from Australia is like over 24 hours long. So Brute Forcer, wait, you guys can like stand up here. Okay, yeah, cool stuff. Most helpful on forums, Code Reapers. They've competed several years in a row. They're not here, but they post a lot. They've posted 994 times this year, and they spent 13 hours reading. That's a lot. Largest submission is 5th, 6th place. They submitted code that was 148.9 megabytes large, and that's 124 times the size of the entire Battlecode engine. So, yeah. We hope to not award this multiple years in a row, so we don't encourage people to upload large submissions. So don't do this next year. Thanks. Most scrimmages goes to the mean square. They sent 2,809. How many did they win? I don't know. How many did they lose? Probably a lot. Win a lot, lose a lot. Lots of scrimmages. Okay. Kotlin Award goes to XMQU. They actually submitted some PRs to our system so that we would use Kotlin, and this is our first year supporting Kotlin, which, if you guys don't know, it's a language that compiles to Java. We also support Scala. He's the only team that used it. Best pixel art goes to top percentage of all Rattata. So this year, you could use indicator lines and dots for debugging, and we forgot to turn them off in the tournament, and it just ended up with some cool pixel art. So look, Pokeballs. Back to the tournament.
So how many teams are left?
We're in the top 8 right now.
All
Very
right.
confidently.
So we got the first match here. Waterloo Omega Ruby versus 4th place, playing in the winners bracket.
Let's start. And you guys have seen this map before.
Yes. We may get stuck.
It's really problematic on this map because there's so little space.
You got some lumberjacks going though. How do you guys deal with confined spaces like this?
We try to build a few lumberjacks, like 2 to 3, but we don't build any more. And this really works out badly, as you can see.
I like to breathe into a paper bag.
Always a good strategy if you're in a confined space.
Yeah. That's not in our API though. Blue has a lot of bullets.
Yeah, but red starts
Yeah,
to...
that is true.
Yeah, well...
So this is the winners bracket. So they haven't lost a match yet, so yeah.
Wow, that's a big tree in the middle.
This map is called OMG Bush. Oh, there's a scout inside.
Wow, what a letdown.
Yeah.
We already lost our Archon, so we have to act quickly now. And yeah, it doesn't seem to happen, so that's over.
It's always very difficult to come back.
Yes. So, GG.
GG.
Putting up a fight.
You can do it.
We believe in you. I always like to root for the underdog. Team Rocket versus Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund. So teams who win here make it into the top 4. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's semifinals. That's an actual word. All right.
Hey guys.
Up here we have Team Rocket.
So as I already mentioned, we got this dynamic build order where when our gardeners get blocked by trees, they build a lot of lumberjacks. I hope they build enough. Looks good so far. We got a bit more eco than Mr. Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund. I'm actually wondering if we actually really got like a discrete graph of us over the moving space, you know, if he's actually using it or if it's just a fun name. Maybe I use the time to talk about tanks a bit, because we would have liked to use it like for connecting the dots with our sensing broadcasting locations feature. The reason we didn't is, you see, we go ahead in victory points because we donate from 1,000 on, because you have this floating border. We didn't use tanks or build them at all because there's one thing in them. They have the same vision range as Marines, but their body is 1 radius more, so Marines can see them before tanks can see Marines. So 1 Marine will win on a really great open map against a tank, because the tanks cannot see the Marines.
Oh, I never thought about that.
If that wouldn't have been, like, we would have loved to use them as an artillery in combination with the map hack we got, like the sensing broadcasting locations. But yeah. Well, that looks bad for us. Arbitrary is ahead in economy now. First loss, I guess.
Then that means this might go to a game 3.
Yeah, that's nice, right?
Cool. Let's see what map this is.
Oh, yeah, nice. We implemented a strong pathfinding algorithm. I hope our Marines will find a way. I bet they will. Oh, no, don't walk back.
So, of course, many of our players and contestants will recognize this map.
I don't recognize it.
Yeah.
It's from the popular game Dota, or MOBAs in general. Right? It isn't?
It's definitely not from a copyrighted game.
Oh, that's right. This is not at all related to that.
It looks like we're losing in victory points because we can make our way through fast enough on this big map, well, there's still the loser bracket, so see you soon maybe.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.
On a big map like that, it's just hard to make a win any other way than victory points.
Yeah. Oak's Disciples versus 5th, 6th, which still has a chance to be 5th, 6th.
Well, good luck, guys. Good luck.
We're pretty scared. We basically never beat them on the scrim server.
We swap. Let's go for
Yeah, this was the one team we were really scared of.
well, we don't want to play you either.
Clearly just being modest. they're like 10-0 against us, basically.
We've started victory points.
Well, this map is probably an economy rush to see who builds faster the economy. And they're winning by 1 tree. Although we're having some victory points there.
Uh-oh. Red team has stopped chopping trees. What's going on?
Yeah, it seems that our Archon is stuck. We're not building enough lumberjacks. Let's see if they can.
It looks like they're going to win by victory points, though.
We'll have to see because we don't have many trees, so it doesn't look that good.
This could be close.
We stopped building soldiers at 30, so thankfully.
Oh my god, this is pretty close.
Oh, this is close.
They'll never reach each other. Also a peaceful match.
Everything can happen.
Oh, here it comes.
Close game.
Yeah, it was super close.
The good thing here is that we don't build any lumberjacks if we see scouts because we think they are useless, and then we're not going to go for that tree, I hope. Unless it bothers our gardeners, which is what is happening.
It has low health. Oh.
So it seems here we've managed to build some economy, but oh well, it paid off, it seems.
GG's, guys.
Well done.
Brute Forcer versus WCGW. So WCGW's avatar looks like a narwhal coming out of a car.
Yeah, can you comment on your avatar, perhaps?
Michael's avatar is always a narwhal sort of shape, and mine's always a car, so we just Microsoft painted them together.
It turns out that I haven't actually spent the time to actually create an avatar for myself, so it's just a combination of theirs.
So, just random fact, this is a rematch of the Sprint Tournament Finals, which was a very different game because Scouts were good back then. In this game, it's a victory point rush map, so we're going to lose. Seems good.
We built a tank instead of lumberjacks.
How do you choose?
We don't.
Oh. I'm actually kind of stuck myself at the same time, so it's
We
not a
also spend
guaranteed win.
$300 per tank.
What are your scouts doing, Brute Forcer? Just mocking
Well,
them?
they're trying to get probably to the Archon or to the Gardeners, but the tanks are in the way, so they're like, let's not.
They're scared.
And then they're like, okay, let's do it, but then no.
I'm indecisive too.
Sometimes they end up moving sideways, but not today, it seems. They're gonna do this all day.
I don't think we're going to break through in
It's
time.
a lot of tanks.
We should have limited tanks and soldiers.
Looks like.
Oh, combat.
Oh, is Red gonna buy it?
That was close. OMG Bush.
All right, let's get the soldier rush starting.
It sort of looks like Red isn't firing any bullets.
But they're dodging them, kind of.
I'm trying to kill their Gardeners, but the trees are in the way, and they can heal them faster than I can shoot the trees down. So.
And luckily, we got one soldier to their base, which kind of wrecked it, so.
Third map.
Another close one.
One thing that we noticed was that you could shoot between the trees in a hexagon farm. So, and if you could get it to be exactly like kind of tangential to where the trees are, you could get to the gardener in the middle. And that turned out to be really helpful.
Oh, because after all, if you just shoot straight at the gardener from any angle, then it'll probably hit the tree, and then he can just re-heal the tree by watering it.
It's so bad.
It looks like our pathfinding is going to struggle here.
Yeah, there's some very small gaps here, and a lot of teams struggle with small gaps because you need to fit exactly right in the middle. And due to rounding errors, sometimes you can't.
Brute Force is winning by tree, so he might get a victory point or victory here.
Oh, it's close.
Watch the victory points. Wait, don't leave.
Don't go down yet.
Don't leave.
Some exciting matches. It's always good to see a close match.
Yeah. It's good. It's also good to see a variety of victory point wins versus destruction wins.
And we've seen that. I think we can pat ourselves on the back for a balanced
Yeah,
game.
good job, Max.
Oh, right, like it was me.
4th place versus, Brute Forcer's back again. This one's called Lumberjack Power. Because it looks like a power sign. Yeah.
Good luck.
We're all wanting to see what's in the middle.
Yeah, probably not a lumberjack.
My Archon has spotted the unit trees, so he's building lumberjacks, even though.
On both sides, there was a successful raid, but we have less units.
So, Brute Forcer. And we never got to see what was in the middle.
No, we didn't.
Unfortunate.
Oh, I like this
That's
one.
interesting.
So, the trees are spaced far enough apart that units can move between them, but not Archons. Let's see how this plays out.
Looks like we're both kind of struggling with this map. Not really knowing what to do.
Yeah, Brute Forcer again got the scout in our base and destroyed it, so we lost this game as well.
Yes.
One more soldier.
He's surviving.
Nope. Oh, okay. Don't leave. And this is the last match of the quarterfinals to determine who is in the top 4. Team Rocket and Oak's Disciples. Oh, they're both Pokemon-themed teams.
Wow.
That's not copyrighted. Anyway.
Let's watch some micro on this match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who do you think has a greater rivalry? These two Pokemon teams or the 4th, 5th?
Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our
To
nation.
denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light.
Surrender now or prepare to fight. Meowth, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, well done.
This doesn't sound good. Let's see if we can hold off. Oh.
Soldier versus soldier.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
Whoa. This was such a close game.
Yeah, this was really close.
Oh, a tough micro battle.
Oof.
That was really close. Nobody even went for the trees in the middle, I see.
Yeah. This map's called Minesweeper, by the way.
So let's see how this goes. Whoa. I don't really know how to say because I don't know what's going on. It's been such a crazy game.
Red only has Archons.
Oh no, it's not looking good for Team Rocket.
Yeah, it seems we're overwhelming red team.
We were just commenting, we were so scared of this map, but Yeah.
Seems like Team Rocket
Seems
is
like we
laughing
had
off
luck.
again.
Well done, Team Rocket, and thanks for the musical interlude.
So Oak's Disciples is in the top 4, and we're going to watch the semifinals, and then we'll take another short interlude.
All right, so now we're seeing Waterloo Omega Ruby, which is not here, versus Arbitrary Graph.
Restoration Fund, which is also not here. So we can just start playing this.
I see.
Yes.
This will be our chance to commentate this one.
Yes.
So I'm seeing that there's a tank there. Now, that tank could get stuck because it's not so easy to find your way across this map, but there is a direct path, and you can sense your enemy Archon starting location. So it could be that they're on their way to the enemy.
So tanks, just like real tanks, can kind of go over things, so they just kind of like press into the tree and slowly squash it into a pulp, and then they can just keep going.
If they do that and the tree had a tank in it, do they recover the tank that was in that one?
No, only lumberjacks can do that. Oh, Blue's buying victory points.
Oh!
That was fast.
And it's over.
Yep. This one is called Presents.
Oh, I see. It's like each of those little trees has a present in it.
Yes, and they all happen to be tanks.
Although I think Red might have damaged one of his presents because he didn't get it.
Yeah, it's always what I wanted, you know, a tank. So all the combat's going to happen in the bottom. Units are going up for some reason, probably because they're bug pathing.
It could be.
There's really no reason to go up. It's going to become the star on the trees.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now it kind of just looks like trees. Making up a tree. Trippy.
They're like the ornaments.
Yeah. Okay.
And there it is.
Red had a better economy.
That goes to a round 3.
Waterloo versus Arbitrary Graph.
Now, I used to make this shape in the corner of my textbooks. I don't know what it means.
I think it's the letter S.
Ah.
In a very stylized manner. This actually looks like a pretty big map. And the trees that make up the S are much bigger than the trees that they're planning down.
It probably would have been better for viewing purposes for this map to be laid out left to right.
Okay. So Blue has a lot of trees, and, okay.
And Red's just got a couple of guys left, which is going to bring this one to Blue's victory.
Congratulations, Arbitrary Graph. They're going to go on to the finals, because this is winner's bracket. Wow.
Oh, my.
We're nearing the end.
Right?
Round 4, losers A, Brute Forcer versus Oak's Disciples.
Oh, it's coming up, guys. Can you feel the hype? Can you feel the excitement?
Hype, hype, hype.
Can we get some hype in chat?
James can give us hype.
Hype!
We're so excited to have gotten this far, taking into account we lost like almost at the beginning.
I think they're the top favorites, though, this team.
We're excited to see.
If I win, it's due to
We're
the
in
match.
losers bracket, so I really hope our icon doesn't get stuck in this map. But I think there's another icon right in the middle.
There's another Archon, but we don't give it much score. But yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, our icon is freed, so we're able to boost our economy, it seems.
Seems my tank just ran over a tank tree. I'm not sure if that's wise.
So let's see if we can get a peaceful game. I think that's good for us. Although we're producing a lot of soldiers.
Yeah, we love peaceful games, but if we have to get serious, we get serious, so. Let's hope it works.
Oh, you know, guys, do not mess with her.
Let's see if they can do it.
We were the ones who wanted peaceful games.
Oh, there's so many robots.
I'm scared of those victory points.
The victory point race. Oh, my God.
Oh, a very close match with the victory points.
It seems this is going to be another victory point rush game, unless we get to fight at some point.
Some quick trees. Tanks out of the trees. See if they can do anything.
our tanks do nothing, so we don't really mind having tanks.
My tanks sometimes look at incoming bullets and then shoot back at where they expect the enemy to be if it can't see anything.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, the tanks are stuck. But now they can get
But
through.
now they can get into our base.
Their Archon goes down.
Yeah, we have no Archon.
Oh, the tanks don't shoot?
So let's see if we can manage to sort it out with the soldiers we already have.
Those tanks are not shooting, I think.
They're overtaking the base.
Yes.
Oh!
Good game.
Good game.
Yeah, the tanks were not shooting because I think the soldiers were out of range.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, out of vision range.
Oh yeah, tanks cannot see very far. Scouts can see very far.
Well,
I guess we should stay here.
I think we're going to watch the finals matches.
Oh no, yeah,
later.
you're still here.
Oh, now?
Yeah, versus Waterloo, who's not here.
So
It's losers B.
it seems that we have time for revenge or for losing again against Waterloo. Let's see how it sorts out.
Oh, the third. That's right. There's a third.
Let's
button.
hope it's revenge.
Is that?
It seems we managed to get to their Archons and to block their economy growth. So
We're expanding pretty quickly.
Looks like Waterloo just has one scout, one Archon. The lone
yeah,
scout.
we start shooting the Archons after turn 500. So, okay, it seems pretty good. But I don't want to be 100% confident. Who knows?
Just one scout.
We saw it once. It happened once. A scout alone won.
Actually, they won with a scout once. You should never trust Waterloo.
Well, you got the victory points.
Oh, a close game against Waterloo. It doesn't seem good. Yeah.
Starts close.
Oh.
1v1.
Whoa.
Oh, they both died.
Whoa.
Oh, but we're building trees and they are.
Completely even.
Yeah, but
Is it advantageous to build trees at this point?
oh, it seems that we've managed to make a. Oh my God, this dodging.
Oh,
It
this is
seems we
true
managed
bullet
to
hell.
make
Yes,
some.
it looks really pretty.
Oh, this game's really close.
Oh,
the
our
Archon
Archon is
almost
still
died.
alive.
The tanks.
But they've got the tanks.
The tanks are too
It seems
strong.
pretty much like game one, so yeah, it seems we lose.
You don't know yet? Oh,
Wow, what a close one.
Well,
what a
GG
comeback
Waterloo.
for Waterloo. This will determine who goes to the finals.
Oh, they got a tank.
Oh, that's bad.
This is pretty bad for us. Although, let's see if we manage to kite the tank. It doesn't seem we can.
I think we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
The scout.
Yeah.
Well, GG Waterloo.
Yeah.
Wow, what a close set of matches.
How long can this scout live?
Go, Scout.
They're not attacking it.
Let's see if we can scratch a victory point win with the scout. Oh, wait, we couldn't.
Okay.
So that means there are 2 teams left in the final tournament. Am I right?
That is correct. But before we move on, we're going to have our keynote speaker, Curtis Liu, the CTO and co-founder of Amplitude, our platinum sponsor. He's going to give a speech.
All right, welcome him to the stage.
Pull up some notes here. Hi, everyone. Wow. These are some pretty epic matches, and I'm sure everybody wants to get to the finals soon, so I'll keep this short. But my name is Curtis. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Amplitude. We're a startup in San Francisco. Some of you may have heard of us from previous Battlecodes or at Career Fair. But before I dive into a little bit about what we do, I'd like to go into a little history lesson. So this is Amplitude in 2010. My team was on stage at Battlecode in 2010, that's my co-founder, Spencer, along with me. Back then, Battlecode was very different. We didn't have continuous space, and I think that changes the game a lot, and it's really impressive what the teams have done this year with that. now, this is Amplitude. We're 60 people, growing, and we're a really great, close-knit team. And what we do is we help teams build better products. So we are a product analytics company. So we build product analytics teams at companies like Disney, like Venmo, Square Enix, IBM. Their product teams really care about asking and answering questions about how their users are engaged with their products. And what we allow them to do, traditionally they would have to go through a central data team, take hours to days in order to answer those questions about how their users are using their product. And with Amplitude, we let them quickly answer the questions with our platform. Since we started in 2012, we've helped over 5,000 products, reaching over 100 million end users, and collected over trillions of events. And those data points are processed and queried on in a matter of seconds. So to do that, it takes a lot of data crunching. And that's one of the reasons why we like Battlecode so much. Battlecode, kind of the skills and knowledge that you use in algorithms, in distributed computation, in heuristics is really applicable to what we do and Amplitude in building our backend systems. So I want to dive into kind of not just the technical side of Battlecode and Amplitude, but also a bit of the non-tangibles. And why Battlecode and Amplitude, I think, have a lot of synergy. Battlecode has a pretty strong history in startups in general. I think previous directors, Aaron Iba and David Greenspan, went on to found Etherpad. Drew Houston is a competitor, went on to found Dropbox. And many other Battlecode contestants have in the past gone on to found their own companies or joined startups. And I think there's a really strong reason for that. In Battlecode, you have a limited amount of time, you have a limited amount of resources, and there's so many things that you could do. And it's really about your team coming together with a common mission of victory and focusing on the right things for a very intense period of time. And that's really a lot of what you do in startups. It can be a challenge, it can be really intense, but it can also be really rewarding when you finally come up a stage and gain eternal glory. So a lot of that challenge is in deciding kind of what the important things to do are. What are the things that you focus on? And at Amplitude, one of the ways we believe we can best do that is through iteration, through rapid iteration. We like to talk about something called the Ooda Loop. The Ooda Loop is a decision-making framework. It stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. It was started in the military, and since then, a lot of businesses have followed this kind of paradigm. It's really important because we believe that the faster you can go through this OODA loop and essentially create iterations, get feedback on those iterations, and continue to make your whatever it is you're building better, the bigger the advantage you have is. So in how that happens in Battlecode is we believe that iterations in Battlecode are about uploading new players and scrimmaging with the other teams. And the more that you can do that, the more information you can gain to understand what parts of your player you need to prioritize. And at Amplitude, we do the same thing. This is how we believe our product should be developed. This is how we believe our customers' products should be developed. And that's why we create an analytics product that allows our customers to ask and answer questions very quickly so they can tighten this OODA loop. So, oops, forgot this slide. That's what we do at Amplitude. We will be here at the career fair on Monday. If I think we'll have more shirts there. I think we ran out earlier, but please come talk to us. We are looking for talented engineers to apply what they've learned at Battlecode at Amplitude in an exciting environment. And so with that, I'd like to move on to the award. As I mentioned before, we strongly believe in iteration, and so the award that we're giving is the award for the most submissions that were scrimmed, and the winner is 4th place. And I think, are they here? Yeah. Oh. Congratulations, 4th place. I think they had a record 155 submissions, which is really awesome.
currently on 199.
199.
We basically uploaded every commit.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's give him another round of applause. So traditionally, we have a newbie tournament here at Battlecode. We also teach a class in case you guys don't know. So the newbie tournament is the top finalists from MIT who have never competed before. And we have Anarchy and Divide Divide. So this is Divide Divide, and that's Anarchy. All right, let's do this.
Oh wait, this is the one we do nothing on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it literally does nothing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so our team has a problem that because it never came up in in maps before the qualifying tournament, where we initially only check I think a couple different directions in which we can place a farmer. So then if we can't place a gardener in any of those directions, our Archons basically do nothing, which is actually how we lost this is how we lost our matches. It's rather unfortunate.
So the newbie tournament is continuing from the double elimination tournament. So in this case, Divide Divide has not lost a match before, and Anarchy has lost one match. So in order for Anarchy to win, they have to beat Divide Divide twice. And for Divide Divide to win, they just have to win one game. So moving on.
No, this one's bad too.
They're not good.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
So if Anarchy wins this match, then we have to go on to a new set of games.
Okay.
But if Divide Divide wins, then we're going to go on to the tiebreaker.
Yeah. There's particularly kind of the maps that Divide Divide does well on are essentially maps where the Archons are not stuck, and also and also where there's where the starting positions are far enough apart that the other team can't overwhelm us immediately, since we did not deal well with that.
Unfortunately, maps play a huge role in how teams do sometimes.
I'm good at overwhelming quickly, so.
So Anarchy wins, which means we're moving on to a second finals for newbie grand finals. This is just how double elimination works, people.
Let's just hope that these are okay.
So this is going to determine who wins the newbie finals. It's a big map. Does that affect your strategy?
Kind of, yeah. They're doing better, but.
How would you describe your overall strategies?
I don't know. I thought it was general.
Spam soldiers.
Spam soldiers, that's what I heard. Soldiers are good.
I think, usually we tend to have, I'm not sure why it didn't get built this time, but we have essentially one scout built in the beginning to also go around, collect bullets, but this time it seems to not have been able.
I see a scout from Anarchy doing that.
Oh, there, now we have a scout.
You guys have
okay, cool. But there are probably not many bullet trees left together. We'll see. I don't think this one seems like we're gonna lose it as well.
It's a lot of tanks.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep.
They're powerful.
So spam tanks, not spam soldiers.
So I tried to make 2 soldiers for every tank, or 1 tank for every 2
soldiers per tank.
Yeah, it's quite just a random pick of numbers.
It's working.
Nope.
Yeah, the tank overpowered.
I lost.
No.
Yeah, I don't like this map. So I try every round, the different arc can pick the decisions. So that way I can build in all the stock spots.
Do you have a leader Archon?
No, basically I do round number mod 3.
Oh, okay.
And whoever, yeah.
There's the tank spam.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing that our second Archon is getting in.
Oh, Divide Divide broke free.
Yeah.
On both sides.
But that might not be a good thing because then the other Anarchy can come kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, with their tanks?
Yeah,
wow.
The tanks are really overwhelming.
Tanks so strong. This is why I like tanks.
If they can get to the tanks, they can win.
Yeah.
They broke free.
Oh.
The bottom right Archon isn't doing anything.
Nope, it's dead. We're pretty much dead at this point. As soon as they start, yep, there they go.
Making it over.
As soon as also that like side of tanks breaks 3. No, they're dead.
You have a scout in the top left. Scout's always surviving. No one wants to attack them.
Seems that they... Okay, yeah, now they found the base. Yeah, it took them a while to find it. Oh, we're dead. Oh.
Well, you have a scout.
Oh, it's the scout that's living, huh? Well, we've seen scouts win before by themselves in the qualifying rounds. But it looks like it's going to be a victory point win.
Yeah.
Yep, congratulations. And the newbie finalist is Anarchy, and in second place is Divide. We're also giving awards for newbies 3rd and 4th. We also have awards for 3rd and 4th in the newbie round. 3rd is Cats with an exclamation point and in all caps, if you're here. And 4th is Straight Shot. Are they here? Oh, they are. And their avatar is a curvy arrow, which doesn't make sense. Cats? Okay, Cats. Congratulations. Straight Shot. Congratulations. So this year, we had way more competitors than expected, and way more high school competitors than expected. In fact, we had, I think, 55 teams that were high schoolers. They were all high schoolers. So we decided to have a high school tournament this year, and the finalists of that are Air Force Zero and What Am I Doing? And again, What Am I Doing has to win 1 game, and Air Force Zero has to win 2 games.
I clearly picked the wrong Archon to attack there.
And are you guys Air Force Zero?
Yeah. You are Air Force Zero.
Cool.
It looks like we have some economy advantage, but the one gardener in the top died.
Yeah, so
Oh no. The rest of the gardeners in the top side, the blue gardeners are dying. Though it looks like we're doing okay on the bottom. Oh no, we don't have a good thing against tanks, so I don't think the rest of the gardeners are gonna make it much longer.
So is your technique also spam soldiers?
Yes, we do. There is actually a final case for making a tank. If everything else fails, make a tank, but we never make room for it, so I don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
Yeah, we've already lost 2 of our Archons.
That's a lot of tanks.
Yeah.
Tanks versus soldiers. Well, in some maps where it's more crowded, it might be better to build soldiers.
Oh.
So fun fact, this map's called TBT because these are the zombies that we had last year. Some of you might recognize them. If not, it's fine.
Again, it looks like we have somewhat of an economy advantage, but it's hard to tell in the beginning. It looks really even, actually. Until they build tanks, of course. Yeah, there's the tank. And
There's the tank.
And unless the soldiers can kite the tank before it gets to our gardeners, it'll be over. Oh no.
Do you guys go for victory point wins or destruction wins?
Definitely destruction.
Definitely destruction.
We only purchase victory points if we happen to have a surplus.
Except a bug broke our rushing the enemy base, so we basically just sit there hoping that they lead us to it, which doesn't always work.
So they're not leading you to the enemy base?
No.
Sadly, no.
They're, in fact, rushing towards yours. So in the bottom left circle, you guys are having a good time.
All by ourselves.
Yeah, it looks like we're not building lumberjacks there.
That is a lot of tanks.
We have 60 tanks right now.
60 65,
65,
tanks.
almost 70.
More. Tanks are also the most expensive unit.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of teams don't build them.
Like us.
And it looks like the high school finals is going to What Am I Doing? And Air Force Zero has second place. We also have a third and fourth award for high school teams.
Thank you.
Yeah. So third goes to Many Interesting Titrations, and fourth place goes to Not Particularly Complete. And they are probably at school.
So we'll just congratulate.
Yeah, congratulations. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
And we've got a special AV treat for everybody.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, which is.
Oh yeah, and now, ... Press it again, ... the grand finale. And James will give us some hype, hopefully.
And,
or not.
and what we've got here is a call, which I'll turn on.
Your mic.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I've only been doing this for 7 years. I don't know what I'm doing. So we've got a call. Wow, I've been talking this whole time without my mic on. With one of these teams. We're with Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund, if I'm right.
Yeah.
And here he is. Go ahead and say hello to the crowd.
Do we have a video of him?
Well.
Can you hear me?
Or is it just audio?
He doesn't.
Hello.
It's just audio. I haven't got a camera here, unfortunately.
Okay, no camera. So Arbitrary
sorry about
Graph
that.
versus Waterloo Omega. And we're going to be hearing this voice throughout the speakers. It'll be like he's actually with us. Starting the match.
All right, we're starting.
Can you rotate the camera a bit so I can see?
Can't see. Is he
Right,
looking
yeah,
at this?
okay.
Is he? Oh. Max is going to move to the side so his webcam can show the map.
Oh, wow.
I think that's
but
what's going
on. He's got a copy, so he can see it.
Yeah,
we're doing
I got
our
a
best.
copy, so
okay.
it should be okay.
Okay.
It's not perfectly synced, but...
Okay,
Oh,
we're
wait,
on-
you paused it?
We're on round 90, and I'm going to start.
Okay. Round 90.
Thank you for bearing with us.
Are you doing okay?
Sort of synced, yeah.
Okay, I'm.
So could you describe your strategy, maybe?
I mean, we are, like, in the beginning, just trying to build as many trees as we can. And we have some kind of fixed build order that just depends on the number of trees we have. So, for example, at 6 trees, we say that we want to have this many soldiers and this many scouts. That code is pretty bugged, though. But if we try to fix it, that makes our bot worse. So, yeah. But this is looking pretty good, I think.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Can you just tell me exactly when you start this one?
Okay, I'm going to go back to the very beginning. We're going at 16 UPS.
16. Okay, just a minute. 6. There we go.
Okay, and then
Okay.
tell me when you're ready to start.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Okay, so this is a tricky map. We're using bug pathing, of course. And it seems... Oh, damn it, our soldier got taken out. So it seems we have a slightly better economy, but our gardeners are having trouble. We tried to make our lumberjacks cut down the trees that are blocking our gardeners, but it isn't working out that well. It seems we have a few stuck gardeners, but overall it looks good, I think.
They've got the last Archon. And so they're the grand winner.
Wow, we.
Yeah. And there's just this ghost in this room. It's like...
Well, that is a great conclusion to a really exciting tournament.
Wow!
Yeah!
Yeah! Arbitrary Graph Restoration Fund from
Really
Sweden
fun. That was very unexpected,
is the victor
actually.
of Battlecode 2017. More clapping.
So I think that basically wraps it up.
Indeed.
And we'd just like to give a big thank you to everybody who showed up tonight, everybody who participated, the people who worked so hard to make this happen, you know, because we put on Battlecode, we devs, but it would be nothing without the contestants and without the families that support them and the communities and the sponsors who make it all possible financially. So we're just really grateful that we had another great year, and we hope that you'll join us in the future. So thanks.